On July 25, 2026, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan submitted his resignation. After months of defending the integrity of national entrance exams, the mounting evidence of systematic leaks made his position untenable. This exit wasn't negotiated in the backrooms of Parliament. It was forced by a digital insurgency of 20-somethings, coordinating through encrypted groups and high-speed internet culture to outpace the government's response. This chart visualizes the demographic pressure cooker behind the movement. India has the world's largest youth cohort, yet youth unemployment for those aged 20 to 24 has climbed to over 44%. For these millions, exams run by the National Testing Agency, or NTA, are the only narrow gateway to a middle-class career. But that gateway is leaking. Estimates suggest a black market for exam papers worth up to 2,000 crore rupees has turned these high-stakes tests into a rigged game. While the state failed to secure the exams, legacy television news largely ignored the growing student frustration, creating a representational vacuum that was about to be filled. As television networks maintained a blackout on the testing scandals, the center of gravity for student anger shifted entirely to the digital public sphere. Activist Abhijit Dipge posted a 6-word tweet born of that digital isolation: "Cockroach survives, we survive. Cockroach Janta Party." In 48 hours, it secured 50,000 retweets, transforming a moment of venting into a movement. The Cockroach Janta Party became a symbol of survival. The logic was simple. The cockroach survives a nuclear blast, and the Indian student survives a system defined by corruption and chronic unemployment. Satire provided the movement with a unique defense. By using memes as their organizational language, they created a decentralized structure that bypassed traditional gatekeepers and state censorship. In early June, the digital swarm took a physical form at Jantar Mantar, Delhi's historic site for political protest. By the 8th day of the occupation, the scale of the crowd finally drew the attention of mainstream television crews, who arrived looking for their standard evening news segments. The reception was hostile. Protesters hooted at reporters from major channels, chanting, "Godi media, go back," a reference to what they perceive as lapdog journalism that had ignored them for months. Rather than relying on edited TV bites, students used their own phones to live-stream the protest in real time. This direct-to-audience approach stripped the legacy networks of their traditional monopoly on the national narrative. This was more than an occupation of physical space. It was a hostile takeover of the country's information ecology by a generation that no longer trusts the traditional press. On July 21st, the movement tested the government's limits by marching toward Parliament. The state responded with force. A police crackdown involving lathi charges, or baton strikes, and tear gas resulted in more than 100 student injuries. But the students weaponized the crackdown instantly. They flooded Instagram and X with raw footage of the violence, ensuring the injuries were visible to millions within minutes. The viral nature of this footage backfired on the state. Instead of dispersing the crowd, the images of police action radicalized the movement and triggered a massive wave of national sympathy. The government's physical control of the streets was met by a digital counterforce that made the political cost of suppression visible to the public in real time. This graph shows the sheer volume of the digital counterattack. In just 24 hours, the movement generated 2 million posts and 500 million views on short-form video platforms. Pradhan's resignation letter cited moral responsibility for the distress caused to students, but the timing indicates the government could no longer manage the scale of the digital outcry. Following the announcement, the immediate tension broke. Police barricades were dismantled, metro stations reopened, and the city's transit returned to its normal rhythm. This was a rare instance where a decentralized, post-partisan group utilized digital infrastructure to secure a high-level resignation that traditional political opposition had failed to deliver. While the minister is gone, the underlying friction remains. The Cockroach Janta Party is still demanding the total abolition of the NTA and a full review of the national education policy. This event provides a blueprint for youth resistance worldwide. It shows how meme-driven, decentralized coordination can be used to challenge legacy institutions in any country with high internet penetration. These protesters have demonstrated that they no longer need the permission of legacy media to be heard. By turning their own smartphones into the primary source of news, they have ensured that the next generation of political movements will be led by the people behind the camera.